if we understand that we need to get control, but control at the right level, at a human level of understanding level, to get value from deploying AI. How are you seeing people do that in the real world? Where are we seeing use cases where AI is delivering real value in operational deployments now?
And it's interesting you make the point about operational deployments and in the enterprise. And I think one of the reasons that there's this big mismatch between what we think is happening with AI, when we apply it at an individual level, in other words, everybody's been onto GPT and tried asking a question, or actually it's been really handy to summarize that document for me, or I've just become a tax expert overnight because I needed to put my return in tomorrow. And those things have been tremendously helpful at an individual level. Trying to transpose that into enterprise is fraught with complexity. And I think there was a very interesting presentation I attended, put on by HFS and Sarab Gupta, who has done a bunch of research on this, had identified a whole bunch of areas that are restricting uptake of AI in the enterprise. And interestingly, some of the ones that we're more used to hearing about and understanding, you've got tech debt, right? It's hard to get into all these systems, so it's hard to get to the data. Where is the data more broadly? Because an awful lot of it you need to bring together and actually contextualize to be used properly by AI. But the one that was most surprising, I guess it isn't when you think about it, and it's to Will's point a little bit, is the process debt. So we all have processes, and we've been sort of educated over the years to try and go to the level 6 of everything is down to the very last little point of detail to execute on a process. But we know that, intrinsically, I think why humans get along with AI in the first, we're quite malleable to be able to work with it and to iterate and to move. When you're nailing things down in process at that level, AI is not going to be serving much use. The fact is, it can't do the job with AI or in this world. It doesn't combine. So we need to figure out a new route through how we define work being done in the enterprise that is a mixture of bringing data to the right resource, be that human or intelligent digital, and with processes that are appropriate, that allow for variation and the intelligence to pick up where those gaps exist. And I think that's the great challenge, is how we rewrite the enterprise and how it handles this.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because that need for data and data at the right level, but against technical debt and process debt. I can imagine, Kiran, in your world, your team are dealing with data from many sources. How is that in the Vistra organization?
So we are on a dual track. I mean, Vistra has grown over 50 years of mergers and acquisition and organic growth. By virtue of it, you come with a lot of technical debt, a lot of applications, unstructured data. So we have been on a parallel track on a lane of rationalizing our tech landscape for our core platforms, which generate 80% of our revenue. At the same time, looking at how do we bring in standard processes and ways of working at a human level and enable the operational teams with tools, insights to help manage things better. So it's been a parallel track, because you can't just keep working on technical debt for eternity whilst you don't have any automation or any AI or any modern ways of working coming through. So it's being able to manage that hand in hand whilst bringing in new tools and technology to help deliver the business better.